Oh, guys, you're not going to believe what I just got. So, I'll grab it, hold on. Ow, I can't believe I actually just hit my hand. Okay, so, look, we'll start off one by one. I'll show you the 4 things that I got. I found on Facebook Marketplace, randomly searching up a particular thing, and I mean that as a hint towards what I actually got, which is the last thing that I got of this list. I was looking up a Chase pop vinyl, found this one guy selling a particular steelbook that I was like, holy shit. And then he was also selling 3 extras. The 3 extras being, this is number 1, Shaun of the Dead. This is the Canadian release steelbook for it. It's just a flat kind of, shiny image, nothing else, no debossing or anything. It's got some nice layers to it, as you can see by a reflection of the light. Obviously, it's got your Blu-ray banner on the top. It did have a J card, well, not a J card, just kind of like a stuck-on picture on the back here. So the picture is mint on the back, which is really nice. So that's a nice little bonus feature, and of course, given it's Canadian, you're not going to be able to read it because my face is in the way, which is not great. But it does actually say Shaun of the Dead, and it reverses upside down, and you have the opposite title. It also says it's there as well, just there. I like how it doesn't show it in the face. A lot of French ones will do that, where they will put the title on it twice but emphasize the second title, which I guess is fine. It came with this, which was stuck on, but I don't need it, obviously, but I'm cut up and stuck it in. This is 2 different scenes. So this is images from 2 different scenes from the film, which is nice. And it came with a standard Blu-ray. Overall, pretty good. I mean, the guy I bought it from said that he'd watched it a few times. I was just happy to part with it. And I was like, I'm happy to take all 4 off your hands for a good price. And it was a good price. So that's probably my mint condition one. This one is perfect condition. I haven't seen really any issues with it outside of just some random wear and tear. But I do have protectors coming in the mail for it. Just sooner rather than later. They come from the UK, so they'll take a while to come in. This is number 2. Yeah, you're going to see a theme here, at least for the first 3. So this is, of course, Hot Fuzz. I just recently got my Everything Blue Steelbook come in for both Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz last year. And I just had my World's End one come in, which I'll be having a separate video very shortly. But this is just the standard kind of release landscape. They did a landscape for Shaun of the Dead as well, which I don't care to get because it's pretty much the same cover from the Everything Blue one. But they did do a landscape for Scott Pilgrim, which I do have. I also have that Everything Blue. I like getting steelbooks. On the back, you have your, what is it, Small Town Moderate Violence one? Big Cop, Small Town Moderate Violence. And then, of course, on the inside, you do have that big, widespread poster. This is the British version. Of course, this is pretty, not the best condition. It has some wear and tear around the sides, so as you might be able to see there is some obvious wear and tear, some kind of scratches, some fingerprints and dirt and whatever. But for them themselves, they actually look really nice. I don't mind it being a bit, disheveled around the sides. It's not obvious as hell, though. I mean, you even look at the back, and the back is kind of more worse for wear, but it's more or less just around the blackest of blacks around the outside, and I don't mind that. I could see it in the images when the seller had sent me them, and I'm like, I don't mind. I'm just here to have it in my collection. I don't need it to be mint condition. I'm just happy to have it. It's not exactly a display item for me, but it's a nice kind of collectible for me. I know I would have probably preferred to have got it mint in plastic for that matter, but it's I'm not really a shrink wrap person. If you know me, and you've seen my plenitude of videos, I don't keep anything in shrink wrap unless it's something that I bought for a family member who hasn't actually watched the film yet, and we have a few of those. So I'm still trying to be very cautious with these because I don't want to scratch them any further. This one I probably think is the one that has the most damage to it, but I don't also really mind because it's my least favorite of the trilogy. This, of course, is The World's End. This one it's a nice steelbook, like the theatrical poster. This one has the most wear and tear around the outsides. I don't know how much of it you can see. It's not as obvious because it's a glossier cover, like all around glossier. It has a lot more proneness for those kind of scratches. Same can be said on the back, which is the other kind of more iconic poster from the film. It's an overall really nice look for the whole thing, and does have a landscape wallpaper on the inside. Behind the disc there is actually like a further row of like the robots in the background and stuff, so it does have a nice opening spread. This one particularly doesn't have much damage either, like just a bit of scuffle and whatever. I could only buy them as a trilogy anyway, and it's like, realistically, given that I already have a standard version of, I have the Everything Blue version of all three, and I have the standard versions of Scott Pilgrim, so I'm like, well, I might as well get all three of them as standard release steelbooks, because I don't have standard release steelbooks, despite mint condition or not. Sean being in the most mint is more joyful for me because it's my favourite of the trilogy. Also, I literally just got the Everything Blue for World's End, the restock. Like, must have been earlier this week. Shit. Yeah, I think it was Monday. I got home Monday, or I got home Tuesday, and it was there, and it was like, hey, that's really cool. So, hence why I haven't filmed the video yet, but I'll be filming one today. This one I put straight into a protector because I just happened to have, like, I just was like, I'm taking a protector from one of my steelbooks that I got at retail price so I could put it on this. The Blade Runner Mondo. This is a very sought after item for those who collect Blade Runner steelbooks, because Blade Runner 2049 is my favorite film. And I recently just ordered one of the film arenas. I'm happy to go like single edition film arenas and shit like that, but like I have the HD Zeta with the common steelbook, which I'm pretty sure it has the common steelbook anyway. But that's actually like a reprint HD Zeta. If you see my Blade Runner collection, you'll see that. But like, that was just someone bought the reprinted version, which doesn't come with numbers, but it's still limited to 500. So it's a double lenticular HD Zeta. They bought the steelbook, so they just put that steelbook into it and was able to sell it as a whole thing, which is pretty rad in my mind. And I've got the other Mondo that just got released of this coming soon, so I don't know when that'll come out, because I mean, I say just release, I mean like on pre-order, like, you know, Zavvi and shit. But that's like with the slip and everything, that's like the proper Mondo, whereas this is like Mondo artwork onto a steelbook, which is just kind of rare. I think this is like a HMV release. I have the HMV standard release because I didn't want to spend $200. And I will take it out and show you, because I bought it from the guy. This was the one that I found on Facebook Marketplace, and the guy had all of them. This one I'd say this is the second mint condition, because it does have one very fatal flaw, which I, again, particularly do not mind. This is a steelbook I had decided to get, but it cost $200 at the time. I actually really just rechecked the market today. It's like gone down to like 120, but still 120 just for this steelbook design. For me in particular, not something I really cared to do. I'm like, it looks nice, and it is gorgeous artwork, and does have some gloss there as well. Which is just so bizarre, like where they put the gloss and everything. It's just a weird look to the whole thing, but it really does aesthetically look gorgeous. So it does have that on the back cover, which is just Joy's face, which is also very bizarre. This is also, you've got the bonus disc, you've got the standard Blu-ray, and I believe this is the 4K Blu-ray as well, so the German Blu-ray. So the insides is the Joy pointing at K and whatever, but I think I've got that on another standard Blu-ray steelbook for the film, which I don't mind. I think this is actually Italian. It must be German. I'm pretty sure it was German. No, this is Italian. It even has IT, so that would be Italian Blu-ray. So that's actually pretty cool. It's the Italian version. But yeah, this one came with, from what I can tell, has absolutely no scratch. Like, it has a slight line on the back, around Joy's face, which I don't mind because it's not obvious. The front is, I'd say, mint condition. The only problem I've seen with it, and I don't mind buying it out of its shrink wrap because, to be honest, it is gorgeous artwork to some degree. Again, not my personal favorite, but if I get it at a good price, that's how I'd like to go. It's a tiny indent right there, which you cannot really... Oh, you can kind of see it, yeah. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny dent, which I do not mind in the slightest. It doesn't affect it for me, because I still think it looks gorgeous, but of course the first thing I did when I got it was check it thoroughly, and then put it in the protector, where it will live. And yeah, this cost me altogether 192 Australian dollars posted. It was $60 for this one. Yeah, $60 for one that's practically mint condition despite one tiny dent, which again, it's not as enough of a flaw for me to say, no, don't worry. He didn't even say it in a bloody... When I messaged him saying, what's like any dents or scratches, he said none. So it's one of those things where a collector won't even realize that it's a collectible item. He posted for $60 probably because that's how much he spent on it. You know, maybe he spent 40 to 50 and was like, oh, $60 sounds alright, because then I'm still getting some money out of it, not just all the money back. Whereas this, on resale market, this could have sold for $100. So I feel like I definitely got something good out of it. The other three were 120 Australian dollars in total. So hence why it became 192, because it was 180 plus $12 for shipping, in which they were all cling wrapped together. I would have preferred they were all separately cling wrapped and then cling wrapped together to give some integrity to it. Then it was put into a plastic, like a bubble wrap bag, that was wrapped around, and then that was put in a cardboard box. So it was nicely packaged. That's some credit there. But yeah, it's just so wonderful to have all of these, and to have this in my possession is like, I can see why people like it, but I'm also like, I also don't really understand why people like it that much, that it's such a big prized item. Like, again, no, I'm not trying to be harmful or trying to be like, trying to push any hate onto Steelbook collectors. Like, I love the film and I really dig the Steelbook. It is really fucking pretty. I just don't consider it so highly. Like, if, I guess, you contrast it to the rest of the Blade Runner Steelbooks, and there's a lot of Blade Runner Steelbooks, and it's like the ones that I've got the regular one, which is like Agent K on the front, with your speeder, Deckard on the back in the desert. I've got the Film Arena coming in, so when that comes in, I'll show that off in a video. That's the 4K version, because of the three, that was my favourite looking one. And so that one I'm really keen, because I really want to get that Steelbook as well, but not separately. That's like the theatrical poster Steelbook, with the embossing and everything. It looks incredible. And that one I really dig. That's probably my favourite Steelbook, because I do like the Steelbooks that they've had of these designs. There's been a bunch of them. I even do like the new Mondo one that's coming out. It's just kind of like, it's like a weird abstraction, like taking one single shot or idea and just using that as a cover and whatever, which can be unique and interesting, but I sometimes like it when you have something more official, like here's the official poster or something like that, or like jamming with like one main idea. Like, take the Alien one, for example. The Film Arena is like this metallic version of the Xenomorph, and on the back it's Ripley in a spacesuit. It's really cool. And that's like on the front, it's like got some debossing and embossing, all that jazz. Contrasted to like the original like Alien release Steelbook, which just said Alien. It still had its embossing and debossing, whatever. The lumpy bumpies, as I like to call it. I can never remember which one's which. And it had some pressed out text for Alien, and it had the Alien egg. And that made sense. There was actually a set of the 4 films, and it had like the Alien egg for the first one, I think just a Xenomorph for the second film. I don't know what the hell they had for the third and fourth one, but still, it is what it is. They had their ideas, you know. And so, like, you got something more simplistic like that. And then with Blade Runner, it's like, you've got the poster one, which I really dig. You've got this Mondo one, which is like a really interesting like art piece version. You've got the second Mondo that's coming out, which is like a very specific art piece one, which is like also really interesting. There are so many that are so interesting, but some that look plain just meh, Like there's a Japanese exclusive one, which is just like Kay walking away from like the camera in like this really like ugly looking area and shit, and it doesn't look fantastic to me personally, but you know, it's a collectible because it's really hard to get, so it is what it is. But that's my today's haul, that I cannot believe for the life of me that I got, and I'm in a lot of shock today as it is because the pop culture. There was a pop vinyl that came out today, so the Emerald City Comic Con. So I had to deal with that this morning. I had to get up at 8 a.m. to buy all of those, and then these came in the mail. I'd already ordered these like a couple of days ago, I think on Monday, which was just, I was expecting them to come in next week. I'm like, holy fuck. So I'm really, really happy that they came in. They look creme de la creme. Anyway, that is this video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out other videos that I've got in playlists on screen. Maybe my Blade Runner collection, maybe something else here. I might do an updated Blade Runner collection once my FAC comes in, so the Film Arena Steelbook. So, but I don't know yet, because that was already a long enough video as it was. Jesus. You make that video when you don't realize you're going to spend another, like, $400 on 2 fucking Steelbooks. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Adios.